All right, we live. We are live. Make sure everything's good. We are live again. Tapp'd in. Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, we got the notification.
We are episode 6, you feel me?
Episode 6.
DJ Meezy, Frenchie 526, Fats the King, Tues. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling today, man?
I'm blessed. I'm angry, but I'm blessed.
Another day, man.
Okay.
So
I see you working earlier today, J-Dot. How was that?
Man, I'm always working, man. I had a guest for us today, but it didn't pan out the way I needed it to.
Understood.
You know.
How'd that tattoo come out, though?
Oh, the tattoo came out amazing. It was amazing. But Tay was coming through. He got tied up.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Deontay Harris from the Saints. He was going to tap in with us tonight.
All right.
We'll save that. Shout out to a little plug, though. That's a plug, Taylor's plug. We out here, tattooing the best of the best. Best of the best.
I'm trying.
So
what we on tonight, man? What's the subject of discussion tonight? Easy.
So I wanted to get back. I kind of want to tap back into what Fats was just talking about. I wanted to kind of tie the hip hop and the culture into what's been going on as is still going on now. It's been going on. You know what I mean? It's been going on for the last few years. It's been going on since we've been here. It's been going on since forever, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And that's the attack on Black America. You know what I'm saying? It's still clearly an essential problem in this country. You feel what I'm saying? No matter how much progress we made, we had a goddamn black president. You feel what I'm saying? Think we never would do shit like that, and it's still going on. So I kind of want to tie. I was talking to French and Fats earlier. I told him I'm gonna talk about some other stuff too, for real. But I kind of want to talk about what y'all think about some of the or who y'all think some of the influential and impactful artists in the game right now that's actually taking a stance or taking some type of action towards these, heinous acts of violence against Black America. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, for example, everybody know, like, ever since Meek finally got off probation and cleared that, I don't know if y'all, it's a whole documentary on that too. It's actually pretty dope.
On Amazon Prime.
Yeah, pretty dope actually.
Yeah, that's dope. So,
I didn't watch it, son.
So yeah, tap into that. It's actually good. And ever since then, you can see Meek has been very actively, you know what I'm saying, involved, especially when it comes to justice and criminal reform and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But we actually record now, so I do want to tap back into what we were just talking about with this whole Arbery situation, which is, I'm sure everybody knows what's going on right now. My man went outside just to jog in his neighborhood, you feel what I'm saying, and got popped in cold blood by 2 white men, you feel what I'm saying, who allegedly believed that he matched the description of someone that was burglarizing that community, you feel what I'm saying? So, and it's crazy also because this story is actually old, you feel what I'm saying? I remember reading about it back in February, but now that there's video evidence to back up what's going on with the story, I feel like it's definitely made its way to the light. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like it's been talked about everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's another hashtag case, sad to say, but I mean, it is what it is. So I just want to kind of hear what y'all take on that, and you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, any artists that y'all know, if y'all think about when it comes to issues like this that are actually being the difference, using this platform not just to entertain, but to be the difference in times like this. You feel what I'm saying? And
there's a lot of people trying to step into that lane right now, man.
Yeah, especially,
unfortunately, but I mean, it's better that than to have no type of awareness, to have nobody out there advocating for shit.
Right.
I mean, Catch 22.
So I guess the first artist I would speak on as an advocate, and the reason why I want to speak on this artist first is because it's a little controversial as well. And a lot of people have different opinions on him, and that would be Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Number one.
And the reason why is because his methods are a little unorthodox.
He wasn't feeling the NFL move. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the move from a business aspect and understanding the motive behind it, but a lot of people didn't understand that. And, you know, as a community, a lot of people don't look at the bigger picture. They want to see the immediate action as opposed to the long-term action.
Yeah, that's what we used to.
The only way you can make change, son, is if you're in the room, son, to make the change. And that's why I didn't understand the hate or the vitriol that was coming his way. Someone he was doing that shit at the time.
It was just
like, how else can anybody change anything if they're not at the table with these motherfuckers? You know, trying to make change happen.
To change the company, you must own the company.
Facts. That's why low key, and now that I, you know, it's been some years now. It's been about 4 years now. But when you tap into some of the decisions Donald Trump made as a president, it's like, from a business standpoint, it's like you kind of understand where you're coming from. This is a businessman who took office, not a politician. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like some of the decisions you're making from a business standpoint, and if you in that business lane and you can thrive from it from a business standpoint, then it's like, all right, I get what you're doing. But you feel what I'm saying? That's not always the best benefit of everybody. You feel what I'm saying? Especially people who are not highly involved in business or who don't own anything, or you know what I'm saying?
No, understandable. And even to piggyback on that, Diddy just came out with a statement.
What he said?
You know, saying that just because you're black, you no longer have to vote Democrat.
Oh, there we go.
The backlash is insane, but
I mean, what
we can't vote.
What really is, like, really, like, we know what it is, but what really is
political parties
and Democrat? We understand it's the views.
It ain't shit.
And all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, people will go back and say, well, the blacks were once Republicans and things like that. But things are different now, you know. But like you just said, if I benefit from that, I ain't about to.
Yo, a lot of times, I don't really think it had to do so much with the party. A lot of times, it had to do with the person.
It's the views.
Yeah, it's all about. And if you really think about it, yo, this country really runs off bipartisanship. You feel what I'm saying? Like, regardless of who's in office, regardless of what party's leading the way, and I feel like for the most part, both parties, in the end, be really wanting the same thing. They just want to go two different routes. You feel what I'm saying? That's like me saying, yo, we gonna all meet up at the same place. I'm gonna go this way, you gonna go that way, but we gonna have the same final destination. You know what I'm saying? I might think this way is faster or this way is better. And you like, nah, yo, let's go this way. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal view on political parties. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be very real with you guys, and I mean, this may be controversial in our group. You feel me? And when people view this, they might feel some type of way. But with the amount of money I make now,
get out to Republican.
I don't necessarily agree with the views of the Democrats because I don't benefit from any of those social assistances.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I get none of that. So for me, what do I benefit by voting for someone who, you know, those are the issues?
Right.
You say, oh, it's the majority, you know, it's about your people. No, it's about you individually.
Yeah, because I'm not taking care of folks. And that's basically what it sounds like.
And I feel like America always want to make everything a black and white thing, because that's kind of what the country based off of. It's you can't really mention any hard or controversial topic without making a black or white thing. But I feel like it really is especially when you get to this level, it's a rich or poor thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely a rich or poor thing.
That's all it is. It's just when you look at the demographics of who's rich and who's poor,
right,
ends up going back
to a black and white thing. You know what I'm saying?
You feel what I'm saying?
But if you really get deeper into it, you break down, you know, race and the numbers of who's on the welfare system and who has,
definitely more of them.
It is, but
all that shit gets so misconstrued, son, because our population, like,
and they still low key,
like 65%.
they still low key the majority. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like they are the wealthiest. They are probably still some of the wealthiest in this country, but they are also the poorest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because their population is so large.
Now, granted, we on that. I ain't gonna lie. By the country being so diverse now, the times they're not going to be the majority that much longer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, not at all.
It's very narrow. You know what I'm saying? But
well, see,
I would rather that the Hispanics is going to be, son.
Well, and that's another big thing, guys. Like, we have to realize that times are changing. We're in a very diverse and mixed America. A lot of our grandparents and stuff hold on, Jay. A lot of our grandparents and things who experienced that certain racism are slowly dying off. Because the new age, people of different colors, they don't even have a clue about what went on.
They just be doing stuff just to be doing stuff.
Right.
We're going to say some racist stuff and then get on the internet and cry about it and say how sorry we are and we were just playing.
But okay, for example, go to outside of the United States.
Okay.
Go to London, for example. They embrace our culture to the point where there is no variance in black and white. Like over there, it's just hip hop. Like the culture is so broad and they've adjusted to it that they took this black and white out of it.
I feel like that's how it is with race too in different countries. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I just said.
No, you said you didn't say you said. I don't think you said race. You talking about the culture, like.
I was speaking of race without saying the word race.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say that's pretty much what it is. They don't say you don't go to England and say you black British, you white British. You feel me? You just British.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
British. Exactly.
Same
in differentiate what we are.
Right.
Because
everywhere you go, so you still get sort of a stigmatism.
But that's also because we are the land of the immigrants. For real, like none of us are naturally from here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can kind of see why we do that in our country because none of us are from here. You feel what I'm saying? The white people stole it and they brought us where we didn't ask to be born. You feel what I'm saying? So. Yeah, and then once the niggas got on there popping, here come the Asians and the Mexicans. Like, oh, these niggas, we can make some money over here for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was also talking earlier, son, because we're not that far removed from it, yo. We're only 4 generations removed from slavery.
Yeah.
Right. 50 years from segregation.
It's still in the DNA.
Still, those people. A lot of those people are still around, son.
Yeah.
Supreme Court, when they get their title, they hold that title for life. You get some of these senators and some of these people that have been in these positions for decades, man. They still got these old way of thinking, and they still making these laws.
Rest in peace, Elijah Cummings, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, rest in peace, Elijah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Shit crazy, bro.
You ain't gonna get change until you get people in office that actually trying to make change, man. Now I'm not even just talking presidency. I'm talking about all aspects.
And it definitely started. I really don't fuck with politics. I just feel like all that shit is bullshit. But one thing I do believe out of all that shit is that, and to hear real life politicians say this, is that low key that shit really starts from the bottom level. It don't start with the president. It don't start. You know what I'm saying? Oh, get out and it's an election year, vote for the president, and all this change won't happen. No, the fuck it's not. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It really starts on the local level. You know what I'm saying?
It starts at home.
Yeah. Exactly.
It starts at home. We gotta start, I agree with that. We gotta get to a point where we start holding ourselves accountable.
You know what I mean?
And moving accordingly. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely instances where you got brothers that move people that move accordingly. And still get, in a weird or jammed up situation, but it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Oh, life is a game. It's a game of chess, yo. Especially being black and being in America, it's a game of chess. You gotta be 2-3 moves ahead.
I seen something. I think it was Google that posted it. And he said something about, everybody talk about life is like a game of chess. But he had said something along the lines of it's kind of not because each side of the board is evenly matched. They both start off with the same amount of resources, and we don't. So is it really? It just dawned on me. I hear the saying. I ain't taking nothing away from it.
I can see that. I can see that from a certain standpoint because
it's like, damn, we do. I just start taking yours away. And as I sit here and I think about it, and talk to you, it's just like, well, shit. Like I said, we starting off with stuff already taken away.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to make it work with nothing.
Even what Jay-Z was talking about, son, trying to build generational wealth.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you bring your kids into this world, son, like a lot of times you bring your kids into this world with nothing, especially in the black community. They have to learn how to survive on their own, pretty much, son, how to survive, how to make their way. Our parents only teach us how to survive. The white family teach them how to, build and to,
And I feel like that goes all the way back to history. Because if you look at the history of us as a people, that's all we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Surviving for the most part. You know what I'm saying? That's all we would. Was one of the main things I feel like we were structured being brought into this world was.
That's how it was.
How to survive. How to survive. You know what I'm saying? You especially I feel like especially being born black in America, you're born a target. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're absolutely right. And I say this all the time. We were never taught how to live. We only learned how to survive.
That's it.
And that's a real thing.
And I just heard that shit. I just heard that shit on that Netflix joint. You took the words out of my damn mouth.
Yeah.
But it's in our DNA. It's just generational. It's in our blood. Like for me, when I look at the black family and the home and the structure, I take that back from slavery. The way the black woman looks at a black man. They never could really. We. And I'm sorry if I'm getting deep, but
go ahead.
You watch Django. They got caught. They whipped her. He was begging for the whipping. Right. Me. Don't do it to her. And he ain't stop him. He ain't punch him, kick him, sacrifice his life. Not because he didn't love her. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. He wanted to live. So he had to do whatever he had to do to live. But you don't think things like that just stick in the DNA, especially after over time. Well, they turn it into different things now with the Section 8, the food stamps, and you can't. The father can't be in the house. We're gonna pop up if we need to. And unfortunately, like we said earlier, we use those resources. We got to get out of that. Like it's just this shit. This is an onion, and there's so many layers to this. You know what I'm saying? It's just we'll be peeling forever. But just because you don't start off knowing, don't mean you got to end off not knowing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all got an opportunity out here, to figure it out and learn something. It's a choice. Either I'm gonna choose to just bullshit, or I'm going to make a choice to make some sacrifices to just do what I got to do, so I can live how I want to live, rather than have to, rob, steal, kill, or whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because there ain't no reward in that.
I mean, I've had this conversation several different times in the tattoo shop, and I think one of the main factors is how we have been shown love growing up. And I'll get a little personal with it. My mom was a single mom, you feel me? When we were younger, she had to work multiple jobs to make sure she provided. So whereas though we would see our friends with parental support for their after-school activities and stuff, we didn't have that same support. So we realized, we started viewing love as making sure bills are paid. What your mother always say, hey, you got a roof over your head, food on the table.
Better have a job if you want to be with me.
So all that was teaching us growing up is this is what you have to do to survive. All the other stuff doesn't matter. Survival is the only thing that matters. As long as you have a roof over your head, food on the table, everything else is going to be okay.
And we seen our parents get up and go to work for us to survive. Some of us might have not seen our parents get out and sell drugs to survive.
Right.
So why do we turn to that? I understand the dollar and all that, but
and I feel like all of us, we all come from, all of us right here on this live right now, we all come from good family. You feel what I'm saying? And I can just tell by just the way we are now. Like outside of Doc, that's my brother, but Frenchie, Fats, Quinn, I've known y'all for years. You know what I'm saying? We grew up together. You feel what I'm saying? And I can tell like his power. We all so cool now. We ain't too far up. We all came from pretty much a solid background. You feel what I'm saying? To the point now where at least 3 of y'all in here are parents. You feel what I'm saying? So now y'all got something to give to the next generation. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all got a foundation to lay for the ones that's coming at you. You feel what I'm saying? To keep the legacy going. You feel what I'm saying? So
you feel me? I joke about this a lot. You feel me? Because a lot of people don't know my full background. Like y'all know my mom and all that stuff. My homeboy joke all the time, like, bro, you never had to be in the streets. Why did you choose to come outside? I don't know, because it was fun. Ricestown was boring to me.
Respect.
Like, I wanted to sell dope, you feel me? Because the shit was cool. I want to come down. I never had to, bro. Never had to. And I mean, now I look back like, I'm so dumb. But it didn't mold me now because I learned how to be a hustler, you feel me? And I learned how to flip that to, where I am now. Another thing that's different with us as a community is at a certain age, we feel like our kids have to leave home. We have that mindset like, okay, they're 18, we got to get the fuck out. We got to be on our own, you feel me? As opposed to other races, you're not on your own until you are physically, mentally, and financially stable to stand on your own. We get out there at 18 and struggle.
But this is the thing with that. And there's two sides to the coin. When you're in situations like that, it all depends. Of course, it all depends on the relationship with the parents and the child.
Right.
But there's rules you gotta follow.
Yeah.
You feel like you've grown. You might not want to. You know what I'm saying? You might, whatever it is, male or female. You feel what I'm saying? And we feel like that sense of freedom to do what we want. We don't want the responsibility of paying the bills. We just want the sense of freedom. Because fortunately, it's when we go out there, instead of just chilling at home and following the rules, we go out there and that's when we see it. And that's when it's like a mind fuck. You're like, damn. Yeah. That's just me from experience.
But I also feel like that it comes from not just wanting to get out there, but like he said, like based off where we come from as a people, like I said, it's been all the key has been about survival. So I feel like we teach our young as they get older. I feel like we just prepare them a little earlier than the white folks all them how to survive. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like I feel like the white folks and the wealthy, they teach them and prepare them, how to carry on. You feel what I'm saying?
I got a question. Because I'm a parent. We got parents in here. Our kids are grown, but they ain't doing shit. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know. They ain't even really making no. But we paying for shit.
Well,
so like when is there? So it's just like when is there the like? Because it's like you want to teach a responsibility. Like my mom, even though I was living on my mom's house and shit, I wanted a cell phone. I had to pay the bill. We made up a contract. We made an agreement. I couldn't miss no payments. Like she treated it as if I was really dealing with Sprint, but I was just dealing with her. And I feel like it's a sense of I didn't look at it back then, but now it's like, oh, you were trying to teach me how it's really going to be out there in the real world. It's just that I wasn't trying to get down with the other rules.
Right.
So it just be like, when do you like? Because I don't disagree with that. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, if that's what we're gonna do here, you need to be doing something.
Well, preparation is key, and it's key at an early age. It's not something that we can wait until they're 23, still trying to figure out their life. You feel me? And I'm just speaking on us in our generation of kids, not what we did as kids and early adults, but as parents, what are we going to do to curb that?
Especially in a time now where you got shit like the internet and social media, to us as we got into it, but think about the kids now who tap into social media. Imagine being in middle school, you feel what I'm saying? Even elementary, back in elementary, 5th grade. Imagine being in elementary or middle and you see Instagram and YouTube and Twitter, and you see people becoming instant stars and instant millionaires overnight. You feel what I'm saying?
The instantness.
Right. Where it's like we didn't have that. We actually saw people coming up. We actually saw the grind, you feel what I'm saying? Even in the development of social media and how it came up, how it started to take over, we kind of saw how niggas had to integrate that into what was already going on, you feel what I'm saying? Versus just, oh shit, I'm fucking 12, I got an iPad and an iPhone 11 and a fucking PS4 and I just got the world in the palm of my hands right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga,
my kid does.
Kids want to play or fucking no, and that's because of the example you said. So that's really just like somebody had already touched up on it. It's what we bring to the table. We know what we want. So
right.
I'm gonna make you understand. Make you appreciate, help you appreciate the difference and the importance of needs and wants. You know what I'm saying? And what's important, what's not important. And really, for me, it's just all about integrity and having respect. I already know that there's going to be people that's not going to give you that, and we have to accept that in life. But that don't mean that you got to behave and act like that. You dig? And I feel like if we have more people that have more integrity and honor and principles about themselves out here in this world, even when y'all doing illegal shit, if y'all just play the game properly, like how it used to be played, you feel me? Things probably could be straight or straighter. You feel what I'm saying? Than what it is right now. Really help your people or really help your community. That's what you're really going to do. Not for Instagram, but because that's what you're supposed to do. So we can go into that, but that'll be a whole nother segment. Yeah. But it's all about what I think, because we got the best of both worlds. We know what to do.
Oh, okay.
We know what seeds to plant.
So getting back on track a little bit, because like Pat said, we can go all day on this. Mm-hmm. This gotta be a whole nother Tapp'd on its own.
Big fact.
So the social injustice change depending on your financial status.
No. You heard Hov. Still a nigga.
I mean,
you heard Hov.
They spray painted that shit on LeBron house.
Still a nigga.
But there are a lot of people who forget that. And I think that's the point of, that song to remind you, like, you feel me? Like, your money doesn't change that for that officer that never saw your face.
You can get as light as you want to get.
And that's one thing that has to be taught. Like I said, I deal with all type of people, you know what I'm saying, especially tattooing. And I deal with a lot of privilege, youth, you feel me, that honestly feel that way. Like, they'll come in after the police, boop, boop, boop. My mom has a good lawyer. Like, bro, when you behind that wall, your mom can't save you.
You got somebody else.
Who's that time with you?
It's none of that, you know what I'm saying?
Who trapping there?
Ash.
That's Ashmo. DJ Ashmo, what it is.
I said, I'm a huge advocate when it comes to that for several reasons. You know what I'm saying? One, because I've been in the fucking system. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's like. And I know how we're treated within. And I also realize that how the system is set up to keep us within.
Can I say something? On Netflix, there's a show called World's Most Dangerous Prisons. Start watching that shit.
Yeah, I
a dude went to a prison in like Norway. That shit looked like Job Corps. He had a dorm, a TV, flat screen, bathroom. They gave him a plate, a bowl, fork, spoon, knife, ashtray, a cup. They could walk out. They had jobs. They had like a little dorm area where they could like eat at and cook at. Like when he walked in, they greeted him. They said hello. They shook his hand and then took the cuffs off. I say all that to say, they treat your prison sentence as the punishment, not you being in prison.
Right.
They got workshops in there. They got cars in there. They working on cars. They got carpentry. They got a beautiful studio in there, you know. And the thing is, okay, if you got a job, you get to go out all day and do your thing and go to work and come back and do your chores or whatever. If you don't have a job, you got to stay in your room. Your cell, your room, basically your room ain't even a cell. It's a room all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they get you prepared. The CEOs is like, wow. But they get you prepared so that when you leave this place, you ain't got to come back. Norway has, like, the lowest, I guess, like, return rate, like, people committing crimes are going back to jail rate. They spend a lot of money on their prisoners. They spend $120,000 a year per prisoner. And a lot of people over there really ain't feeling it. But it's not that many people up in there because a lot of people are not going back.
Right.
They're getting what they need. They're rehabilitating for real. They're not being punished, beat up, fighting, worrying about their life. They're really just living, rehabilitating for real, getting a skill, and going on their way. And the guy was like, I feel like that's what that's supposed to be like. It's like you being here for 8 years in this building is the punishment. But we're going to let you get your shit together. Whereas in America, you already know how it goes. You come out more fucked up than you were before you went in there.
Oh yeah. Everybody that comes home is different. You know what I'm saying? They're not the same way they went in.
You want to blame them, but it's like, damn, you. This is supposed to be a rehabilitation. Like you're supposed to I mean, that's another conversation.
Yeah. All right. I do want to say this. This is a great topic, and this can go on forever. But I do want to say this. I want to say, in a room full of darkness, you feel what I'm saying? You always see light. You feel what I'm saying? So you in a dark room, shit is dark until you adjust. You feel what I'm saying? And then you start to see the light. You feel what I'm saying? Even in the darkness of the room. So with that, kind of want to shift the direction. Let's talk about some music, man. You know what I'm saying?
The thing that brings all of it together at the end of the day.
You feel what I'm saying?
White, Asian.
I thought Ashmore was the light in the dark room. All our cameras was dark, and then you came in, so Mook said there was some light in the dark room.
So I'm gonna ask y'all this at the beginning. Well, Frenchie and Fats already know, but I want to ask y'all don't gotta answer this now, but I want to ask y'all this. Since we kind of still at the beginning of almost at the halftime, you know, of the first year in the new decade for real. I asked these boys what were some of their, you know, most favorite or most influential albums or mixtapes in the last decade.
I can't answer that shit, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Why would you even ask something like that? And then you know what else he did, y'all?
First of all, you go and answer that shit because I asked you this about 2019.
You only picked 3
I asked you about 8 hours ago. So you had mad time to come up with some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You asked me the earliest time, and I've been looking at it ever since. I still can't.
Well, we gonna come back. We gonna come back to that, so everybody can get time to think on that. But yeah, pick some of your most favorite or influential bodies of work from 2010 to 2019.
Nigga, I was going through the list and I saw shit like Watch the Thrones.
Come on, all Jay-Z, top 3, all Jay-Z.
You know, if you're seeing this, it's too late. Take care.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
Color Talk 1, 2, and 3.
It's 9 years worth of music. You know what I'm saying?
Covert Coup.
9 years worth of music.
So You know what?
I'm not even getting started. Son. Like I could go on and just keep going.
With the way that music is distributed nowadays, I wonder if like we could compare, and I guess like only in America, how much music was made from like 1990 to 2000. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, music was coming out, but it wasn't coming out like that.
Well, it was coming out like that. It just wasn't as accessible.
Yeah, but I feel like I also feel like it wasn't coming out at this fast of a pace because it was physical. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Like down south was kicking out hella mixtapes, but if you didn't live down south, you wasn't getting them. Same thing up north, we was getting all our shit.
Yeah, cool. I felt like the internet was definitely what brought everything together. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. All the shared platforms. So now, like I said, you got the access to everything in the palm of your hand instead of having to be down south and get exclusive.
Really album or nothing, because it was tough to really get your mixtape out there for people to really hear.
But one thing I miss though is that with some of the shit, some of the good shit that used to come with physical copies. You know what I'm saying? You used to get posters. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get
looking at the little pamphlets, son.
Sometimes you get merch. You know what I'm saying? Like some niggas used to really have like in-store release events for their albums, son. You might cop a T-shirt or something. Like, yeah, you kind of miss all the little shit that come with it when it's just like, let me pay this $9.99 a month and every Friday, boop, I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? So. Shit is crazy. But yeah, I also wanted to tap into because we talked about it a little bit, I think, in episode 4, because it's supposed to be one of the topics, but how hip hop, its influence on other genres. You know what I'm saying?
Every fucking genre in the world.
Every genre.
Why every genre sounds like a rap song.
Yeah.
Why everything from fucking K-pop to reggaeton.
Except for soca.
Yeah.
I mean, soca
sounds nothing like hip hop. It never will.
But I mean, come on, man. It's contagious, bro. And it makes money. And at this moment in time in the industry, we're worried about making money.
The thing about it is, remember at a time where niggas that saw this vision back in the late 80s, back in the early 90s, and them label heads, and them Jewish niggas like, nah. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't gonna work.
I mean, I know this is mostly a hip hop show, you feel me? But I'm enjoying the wave of world beat coming around.
What is it called?
World beat, like that, like Afro beats. You know what I'm saying?
There's a couple of cuts I jam that made the playlist.
You know, the mainstream, like even seeing soca artists at Coachella, like. That's major for me, you feel me? Growing up with the West Indian background. You know what I'm saying? Because most of our family doesn't listen to hip-hop at all.
But it's crazy how you said that, because if you flip it, and I watched this video, it was like a documentary on YouTube a while ago, and it was talking about all the hip-hop artists with Caribbean backgrounds in the industry, which is why you got a lot of certain songs that you got, you know what I'm saying? Right. You got artists like Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying? You got artists like Tory Lanez, you know what I'm saying? You got you got Nicki Minaj, all these artists with Caribbean backgrounds. So it's like, yeah, they're bringing part of their heritage and part of the culture to hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, and vice versa for real. You feel what I'm saying? So that's definitely
hip hop is cool, son. Who don't want to be a part of that? Yeah. I just hate when the image gets tarnished with BS because we let it. Who don't want to be hip hop? Who don't want to be cool? But like I said, for me, that shit is about knowledge. But who don't want to be on their tip?
Yeah. What I find often is the term hip hop is often confused with rap. And that's a big thing right now going on, especially with the younger generations, that they don't understand that hip hop is the culture and rap is a subdivision of that.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when we talk about hip hop, we're talking about the DJ, we're talking about the MC, we're talking about the clothes, we're talking about the b-boy. You know what I'm saying? It's a collective of all of those things that make this culture that gives us this platform that we're talking about right now. As we speak on this, and because there's going to be people viewing this that are a little younger than us, I want to elaborate on that often. And it's not going to be the first or last show that you guys are going to hear me say that, because I want people to understand that when you refer to hip hop, we're talking about a culture. You feel me? So when people say this person is,
and what's the name of that documentary on Netflix?
Which one?
The one that's talking
Revolution of Hip Hop.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it's crazy how Doc broke that down, because if you look at that documentary, every episode focuses on a point that he brought out. Hip hop started with the DJ. You know what I'm saying? First episode on the DJ. Then the incorporation of the MC. The MC is how you even got the artist. The MC is how you even get rappers today. Today's rapper.
One of my favorite series that came out on Netflix was The Get Down.
I never finished. I didn't even finish that.
Yes, I love that.
I'm mad they bring it back.
I might start that over tonight. The Get Down is classic, and it does the same thing as the evolution of hip hop, but it puts it in a story mode.
That's all. It just tells the story in a couple episodes.
Right.
And that's a little more enjoyable for some people who don't want the documentary type of situation.
It's singing and rapping in it.
Yeah,
it's narrated by Nas. But it was good.
It was cool.
If you wanted to just know how hip hop originated and where it came from and how it started, this was it. You had your b-boy, break dancing, because that's really what it was about, that break beat, so that niggas could dance.
Mm-hmm.
Then somebody was like, yo, I'm about to get on the mic. Right. Somebody was like, I'm about to start rhyming. Yeah. Oh, the girls like it. Let's get it. Oh, we out here. Now we dancing and we rhyme. And then it just elevated after that. But the thing that always stuck as it started to elevate was the knowledge that was being spit and the awareness of self. You had a lot of your De La Souls, your X-Clans, your Arrested Developments. Like there was that in there, and it was enough, but it was prominent. Q-Tip was in there, Busta Rhymes and all that. Here we go.
Leaders of the new school.
But it was always knowledge of self, of who we are and where we come from and why we do it.
And I'm not gonna lie. All that conscious rap, that's what they most people call it, that conscious rap. I feel like I like all of that. I feel like all that is necessary and part of the culture. But you feel what I'm saying? I take nothing away, no matter what anybody say, how they criticize it, how they try to say it's vulgar. I take nothing away from the rap, the gangster rap. You feel what I'm saying? Because as those artists, if you look at those early interviews, the NWAs and shit like that, all they was doing was telling their truth. You feel what I'm saying? They telling you what they wake up and see every fucking day. You feel what I'm saying? And that goes back to what you were saying about, is life really a chess game? Because everybody's not born with the same amount of pieces on the board. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're not born into that and that's all you know, then who will you tell me not to talk about that? You feel what I'm saying?
And this is my truth.
I'm
rapping about
whether it's too vulgar for you or not, you feel what I'm saying? This is what it is. Straight like that.
What did it was the ones that it really didn't apply to, they loved it. They loved it the most. Them white folks loved that NWA and all that gangster shit, the Ice-T.
Because they lived the complete opposite life. You feel what I'm saying?
You know, and that's when it became a problem.
When they start tapping in, pun intended, they want to see what
we
the fuck
listening to it, and we, you know what I'm saying? But you come home and your daughter bumping it, or your son bumping it, and they start talking to you like that. Now y'all want to boycott and go to the courthouse and make balls and shit. But, no bail. Nah, I agree, bro. I think people do get it confused. Hip hop is a culture.
Yeah, and rap is part of it. You know what I'm saying?
And rap is part of it. I got a question. I got something to ask and talk about. DMX versus Jay-Z.
Let's get into it, bro.
What's up?
Let's get into it.
I can never bark like a big dog. I can never do that. Get the little.
I'm not gonna lie, son. I'm
stop being greedy, yo.
I'm
heavy. Stop being greedy.
I'm heavy fans of them both, bro. I'm heavy fans of them both.
Heavy fans of both, son.
No, big facts.
But let's talk facts here. The facts of the matter is, one, DMX
make me lose my mind.
DMX called out Jay-Z. You feel what I'm saying? That's first fact. Second fact, he called him out saying in the battle of hit for hit records, he would win over Jay-Z.
Oh, he said he would win? See, I ain't getting all that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I want to talk. I just want to talk the facts real quick. You know what I'm saying? One, he called out Hov, and two, out his mouth, he said he would win in an IG battle over Hov hit for hit record. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's not happening.
Jacquees said he was the king of R&B.
That's not happening, bro. And I feel like I see where DMX was going, and I feel like that would definitely be a good battle to see, but at the end of the day, Hov's going to take it. Until somebody gives me a hit record from DMX after 2006, fuck out of here.
Real shit.
I've asked at least 3 different people that today on Facebook who tried to say DMX would take this battle, and I'm like, yo, we're not talking lyrical skill. We're not talking bar for bar. Niggas seen the backstage video for real, you know what I'm saying? Niggas seen the video recorded by Big L, you know what I'm saying? DMX and Hov going back and forth.
I got it.
You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, he a vet, so, you know, we gonna let it ride. I love D.
Love him, bro.
But, you know, we gonna let it.
DMX crawled so Meek Mill could walk.
You know, but like they just said that. You know,
DMX got some shit, son, but
he just couldn't leave that shit alone. He stopped. The whole kept going.
Yeah.
The amount of consistency that Hov had.
He just got fucked up. The nigga still fucked up.
And X kept snoring.
You feel what I'm saying?
DMX probably got a smooth 12 hits, though.
But see, Jay can pull some. He's gonna be playing 1999, 2001, 2000, maybe 2003, 4 shit. Hov can play something from 2000 what? Like, we got Magna Carta, Holy Grail. We got American Gangster.
You got Kingdom Come. You got Watch the Throne. You got 444.
I wouldn't even name Kingdom Come.
And even for that to be Jay-Z's worst album, it's still more hit.
You know what? That's an insult to DMX, yo. That you gonna sit there and just slap in the face.
Yo,
you gonna say his worst shit.
And he still had cuts on there, bro. He still had the cuts on there, yo.
I think I respect DMX too much to really like. Nah, I Hov got that, bro.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. In a hit record for hit record battle, I'm just giving it to Hov.
Yeah, Hov got that.
just because DMX's catalog doesn't amount to him. If he would have stayed clean and kept going, you know what I mean, like he did from '98 to like 2003. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe a different conversation. But hit record for hit record, nah, bro.
Excuse me, I missed whatever was just going on. I do apologize.
Yeah. I might as well miss it too because I think that was the dumbest comparison ever. I don't even know why we even had that conversation.
What was the comparison?
That's what I was about to say.
No, he trying to do it. He trying to do it.
DMX versus Hov.
DMX got Hov out.
Yeah.
DMX needs to stop.
We just talking about it.
Well, first off, DMX gets a pass because he's the crackhead. So,
but hold on. To go back to what Jared just said about why we having this conversation, we're not going to discredit DMX. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, we ain't going to slander the nigga.
And I'm talking about his lyrical ability. You feel what I'm saying? His just how his crack. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely
and he's an amazing, talented artist.
Definitely one of the nicest.
He can't sit with us.
He can't fuck with Jay. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying him.
I don't know, because I feel like y'all remember y'all don't remember they was about to form a group.
Yeah.
DMX, Jay-Z, and Ja Rule.
Was trying to make a group. Irv Gotti was trying to put them
together. Because Irv Gotti was influential in all of niggas' careers.
Yeah.
But
there's no way that you can compare because, especially if it was a versus type event,
lyrically, come on, son.
Well, we're not talking about lyrics. We're talking about hits.
Yeah, we talking about hits. That's why I said
But see, Hov.
But even if you talk about lyrics, though,
Hov has so many songs, especially if you do it the way T-Pain and Lil Jon did it. There's songs that Hov is on with bangers that DMX can't compare to. Period. There's no way. Like his catalog with his features, stuff he's written, all that shit. No, DMX can't fuck with it.
I mean, but if you gonna take it that far, if you gonna take it that route too, DMX got more hits though. DMX wrote a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
DMX got more hits, huh? You said?
Yo, I'ma just say DMX needs to go against someone else. How about that?
Ja Rule.
And that would be fair. That would be very fair.
It still would. Did y'all? No. Now I'm asking you a question. Did y'all see when they asked? I forgot what radio show he was on. They asked 50. They asked 50 about like real life going live with Ja Rule. Y'all heard what he said?
What he said?
So pretty much he was saying like, and I think he was being funny but being serious at the same time. He was saying like, if you really think about it, all of Ja Rule's hits duets. You feel what I'm saying? For the most part, it's like him and another artist. You feel what I'm saying? And if it's not that, it's literally a remake of an old song. Not just a sample, but literally like remake, like living it up. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, Ja Rule has a song, a remake of an old ass cookout song. I can't remember what it is.
You redid Tupac's So Much Pain.
You know what I'm saying? So 50 said his only real life solo hit is Holla Holla.
Holla Holla. Anybody know
Yeah.
Who else was on that shit though?
Come on. If you're running with me. Who else was on what? Murder Inc.?
No, on that song. Was it somebody else on that song though?
Holla Holla? It was one of his mans, I think. I don't know, Cadillac Car or something.
I don't know if you guys heard this song.
You know who I'm saying? Talking about though. That's why you laughing. You know, what happened to Cadillac Top?
That's a nigga who stabbed 50 when all that beef was going on.
Crazy.
Remember that?
What happened to the hype men, man? Where the real hype men at? That taking charges?
Yeah.
You know, stab.
Ja Rule
Hype men won't be, man, listen, I'm wrong. Holla.
Oh, encore. Yeah. Know what I'm saying, nigga so
that shit kind of smooth though.
to hear 50 say that, I'm looking through your catalog. I'm like, damn, man. Most of the songs are like, yeah.
First up, Vic's a petty ass nigga.
Yeah, then he got out there and started singing.
I just want to chill with Twist a lot.
If there was a versus, it would have to be Carter versus Carter.
Who, Ho versus Wayne?
Ho versus Wayne.
Oh man, that's a tough one, son.
That would be an amazing.
Wayne can pull out his mixtape shit. I'm about to say Wayne could go on his mixtape bag, son.
His mixtape
bag. But I think that's more fair than Jay-Z versus DMX.
Definitely.
I think we can all say Carter versus Carter would be an amazing versus.
Jay versus Kanye.
Nah.
Still got Drake fucking around and play Big Brother for him, son.
Hey, yo, Drake versus Chris Brown.
Yo,
nah.
I'm trying to tell you, Chris Brown.
Breezy got some
banging shit. I'm just saying.
Not enough people know about him.
Yo, when we talk about music,
Chris Brown got that.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like if you put Drake up against anybody today, Drake's coming out on top.
What? Drake will win, but I feel like Chris Brown's music is more comparable because of their fan bases.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Drake still got more. Drake still got Chris Brown came out first, and Drake still got more hit records.
Yeah. And see, you know what messed up Chris Brown's career? And I don't know. I'm not even gonna say it messed it up, but it hurt it. That Rihanna thing. He didn't tour for a long time. Then people weren't letting him tour. People weren't trying to put him on tour. Like I feel like he just started kind of like going back on tour and shit. Like that thing really kind of like do a little.
And that was 11 years ago.
Hey, but the bounce back was real. And Chris Brown has been constantly in trouble.
I'm not gonna say he wasn't giving niggas no fire music because he was.
Yeah, he always.
But his numbers didn't reflect because of that.
Because it's the extra thing.
Right. So I do believe that Chris Brown's numbers would have been a lot higher if those legal issues did not stop him.
But yeah,
So you got everybody here?
Drake is good nigga. You feel me?
Don't say, but just Drake versus anybody, Drake's will come out on top. I'm sorry. It's just not fair, bro. He's really the Jordan of this shit right now, bro.
Yeah, facts, because numbers don't lie. Drake has the best numbers in the game, period.
My man said nigga been on the top 500 weeks straight, bro.
Yo, he has the most Billboard hits than any hip hop artist. He has 217 Billboard hits. Niggas don't have 217 songs. Yo, I can't even remember 217 names.
You said Drake has 217?
Yeah, I believe something in that range. It's OC.
Yeah.
What about Chris Brown though?
Yeah.
Let's look some numbers up.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Actually, well, I'm looking at the Hot 100s right now. Hot 100s. Drake has 209 songs, 37 top 10 hits, and 7 number 1 hits.
You said Hot 100 is how many?
That was just, this is Billboard, but this is just a Hot 100.
Yeah, you said number 7 top.
Hey, yo.
He got 209 songs.
Compared to Chris Brown, he has 99. Keep going.
All right, he has 37 top 10 hits.
Chris Brown's 15.
Jesus. And he got 7 number 1 hits.
Chris Brown's 2.
Fuck out of here, yo. Nobody, don't put Drake up against nobody, bro. It's not going, it ain't happening.
Like, that number one time?
The 7, did they have what Drake's 7 number 1s was?
What his 7 number 1s was?
Yeah.
I can go look.
Who cares about that? Man, Breezy only got 2 of them bitches.
Yo, it's hard to have a number 1 on Billboard. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, I think a lot of artists just getting their number 1 shit. Drake didn't get his first number 1 until what? One Dance. I need a one dance. I think that was his first number 1.
Yeah.
That cruise shit wasn't number one?
Fuck no. Yo, the closest, but before One Dance, the closest he got to number one was Hotline Bling. But I forgot who was sitting in front of him when Hotline Bling first really popped.
He has 38.
Right. I have 38. He had 38 number one.
Number one hits. I mean, on there. Drake is just, look, it don't even matter what we talk about. It always come back to Drake. That's crazy. I hope I don't sound like a Drake stand to my listeners. Because Jay-Z is God. You know, but.
All right, let me ask niggas a question. This shit we was talking about in the chat, yo. I'm about to ask Dot and Ashmo. Hey,
Nobody ever does go over Drake beats either. That's very seldom that happens.
Don't go over my beat or I'll sue your ass.
Dot and Ashmo. Y'all look at this. Y'all answer this.
They paid. Drake should have been on that. Drake should have been on there.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, your phone. One gotta go.
One gotta go.
Wait, hold up. One gotta go. Okay.
Martin Luther King, Tupac, Michael Jordan, or Barack.
I'm gonna say Tupac.
Tupac gotta go.
Yeah, Tupac.
All right, we all said. I said the same shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely not letting Jordan go because we got the same birthday.
This nigga Frenchie said Martin Luther King.
Oh no, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Martin Luther King.
No.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
We might do. Can you imagine?
I said that nigga had to scan himself.
He said, "Oh, nah."
yo said Dot that
I
King.
need
I'm
to hit him
like,
up, son.
He said it was the nose ring.
That's the only default one. We can't take out motherfucking Jordan or who was the other one?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Yo, I had Malcolm X, son. I'd have been alright, yo.
You know what I'm saying? You feel?
You know what I'm saying? I'd have been alright, yo. I had Malcolm. Yo, but I need
been alright.
I need to hit him up, son.
You said Tupac though for sure. Tupac.
But if I ain't mad at you. I'll still be mad at niggas. You know what I mean?
Yo, Pac gotta go, yo. I was a Biggie fan. I'm still a Biggie fan, yo.
Oh man, such a I hate going over these.
Yo, did y'all watch that? Did y'all watch that video I sent?
All day, period.
Hold up. What did you say, Moose?
Did y'all watch that video I sent with Diddy talking to Joe on live about Biggie's last days?
Oh no, I seen it. I ain't watching.
So it was just so Fat Joe and Diddy was just on live having a conversation and shit, and Fat Joe was asking about Biggie's last days and shit, and he was talking like yeah, yo, we was just. He said, yo, everything was. I mean, you know, shit was crazy at that time. You know, shit was crazy, and he said actually he had set some shit up for Big to go to London. Big was supposed to go to London and, you know, do some shows and shit, but Big wasn't. He didn't, for whatever reason, he didn't want to go. He just wanted to chill for real. So I guess niggas, you know, just finished the album. The album was about to come out. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas just wanted to kind of relax. So he flies to LA. I mean, he flies to wherever Diddy is at the top, probably wherever he was at, probably back to New York. And he told Diddy, like, yo, let's go to the Soul Train joint. You know what I'm saying? Soul Train Awards. So they go to the Soul Train Awards. And then, you know, they go to the after party or whatever. But he was saying, like, you know, the work was so crazy that Big never really got to enjoy, the successes from that album. He was like, the At the Party was like the first time that Big had heard Hypnotize, which was the lead single at the time.
In the club?
That's the first time he heard it in the club.
Wow.
And Diddy was talking about how like, you know, that night he was like, yo, we gotta celebrate. We really gotta turn it up. He said that's when he was, I forgot what he called himself, but that's what he said. He was really on some other shit. Like he said, he had the DJ play that shit like 30 times back to back. You feel what I'm saying? And he was like, that night Big just, you know, kind of wanted to chill and be in the cut, smoke his weed and shit. You feel me? And he was saying that's why, like, when you see a lot of pictures on the internet from the Soul Train party, that last party and shit, a lot of pictures of them two, because, you know, Big was like, yo, I just want to kick it with you. Like, I just want to chill. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Big wasn't into all the heavy parties being out there like that. So Puff just like chilled with him for a minute. But then he was like, he said, I ain't gonna lie. He said, when we got out there, you know, it was love. He said, you know, he get on the mic and shit, and he, you know, he said, you know, love to LA and love to the Crips and love to the Bloods and all this shit. But he was like, he just felt like they was too comfortable out there. You feel what I'm saying? And
he said that?
Yeah, that's it's crazy. That's all in the clip I sent y'all on the what's the name. He was like, yeah, he just said, like, niggas was cool. He said niggas wasn't feeding it. He said even Big, like, Big wasn't out here talking crazy about Suge or Pac and none of that wild shit. He said Diddy was like, I just had him focused on, you know, the music and the money for real. You know what I'm saying? And just keep winning. So he was just like, yeah, that shit was crazy. He was like, yeah, yo, niggas was just chilling for real. And then, you know, lead a party, and then that's, you know, the rest is history. It was just like, damn, yo. That shit was
so young, yo.
Yeah, he was like 24 or 26, something like that.
Like, back looking at it back then, it was like, damn, I'm thinking they older than what they actually are. Or maybe it was just because I wasn't paying attention to how old they were.
Yeah. Or the fact that the age difference between us and them, you feel what I'm saying? Right. So them niggas was up now, they'd be like, what, in their 50s?
40s, 50s.
50s? Yeah. Late 40s,
early 50s?
50s?
Yeah, 30, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On some whole shit. So,
yeah. This is crazy, man.
Cause I'm just thinking, I'm thinking back to, like, when I look at, you know, how old Pac was when he died, how old Big was. I go back and look at what the fuck I was doing at that age. Now that niggas is past that age, I'm like, damn, these niggas is really out here on some other shit. You feel what I'm saying?
They're doing movies and shit. Fuck anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If it was all said and done, if it was life or death, give me Biggie's catalog.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Every song I release.
Oh yeah.
Features, mixtape joints, demos, whatever, anything.
And I love Pac. You feel what I'm saying? I got nothing against Pac. You see, I got Pete Pac on my wall. You feel what I'm saying? But
being a Biggie fan,
yeah.
The only thing I didn't like is Biggie had a lot of suspect lines that bothered me. Yeah. And I still, Biggie had a lot of suspect lines that I still can't wrap my hands around.
But I feel like he was the only nigga that could do some shit like that.
But to this day,
defending it like, yeah.
Yo, I've been.
I know exactly what you're talking about too, son.
Yo, I've been alive for 35 years, and I've never seen.
But there's a reason behind that lyric.
That looked that good that made me suck on her head. No.
But that was like there was a story behind that lyric, son.
Yeah.
So can you break that story down? Do you know the story?
I don't know if verbatim something, but I think it had something to do with like a Saturday Night Live joke, something that had to do with the time.
Okay.
So there was something relevant. It was supposed to be a joke.
But that just goes to show you how tapped in you was. You feel what I'm saying? To what the fuck was going on and how he used that creativeness and he knew that would get people fucking talking even 20 plus fucking years later. Fuck out of there, man. Big is the GOAT. Big is the fucking GOAT. Niggas over here talking about Hov this and Hov that. It would be no Hov without Big. Fuck out of here.
Big said, "Would you kill for me?" The bitch is like, "Yeah." Like, Big was different. His skits was off the hook. You feel me? And was fat, black, and ugly. And had the bitches.
Listen to Life After. The funniest skits on Life After Death when you're talking this niggas how you'll meet up with this bitch, right? Yeah. He said this. Yeah. The nigga said, he ain't gonna believe. This really wanted me to shit on her for real. Niggas like, what? So the nigga said, so after I shits on the bitch, I said, yo.
Hey, okay. So while we're on this topic, bro, let's talk about the weirdest hip hop lyrics that we've heard.
Rick Ross be saying some wow shit.
Nah, that nigga Young Thug, son.
Yes, Young Thug.
All right, but hey, you gotta drop a line. You gotta give me a line.
What did he say? Something wrong with the pussy. Yeah, something. That was weird. I don't know. I feel like that was
See, I think that's normal. I think that's normal because as men, we've all had conversations like something wrong with the pussy. So I don't think.
All right, no. Okay. Hold up. I don't know. I gotta think.
What y'all think? What y'all got?
The nigga Rick Ross said put a Molly on her champagne. She didn't even know it.
Yes. Ross was ready, bitch. Like, he was ready. Ross is on go for it.
Who else I'm thinking about that?
That's just some weird shit. I don't know. Thug definitely said like be saying mad weird shit.
Yeah, I think it's Thug that I'm thinking about, but I can't think of what I'm thinking about. But I know that came to my head, but I'm trying to think. Who else got some weird ass shit?
I feel like it's a few. I feel like I heard
it is a few, because yes, Lil Uzi is just... I gotta look through my Apple Music or something, because I can't think off the top of my head.
I had time.
That's some shit I need to sit down and do some research on. But that fucking Biggie line was in reference to a Richard Pryor joke.
Oh, well, that explains it. Because he was fucking irradiated back then.
Remember, big time is nigga said, have you ever seen crocodile seats in the truck? Turn around, sit down, let it bite your butt.
Yo. Niggas just, I find them shit some weird shit, some funny shit. Niggas say hella funny shit, like.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Ludacris. Ludacris got mad funny bars, bro. Like, Ludacris.
Ludacris.
Ludacris had a midget hanging from his necklace. That nigga different. And Eminem had some crazy bars.
My bum is on your lips. My bum is on your lips.
You want to see violence?
I ain't gonna lie, I was actually listening to some M records the other day for us.
The nigga M got a couple tracks, huh?
Yo, that whole Clean Out My Closet record, that shit is crazy. Yo, just straight destroying your mind, but that beat hard as a bitch.
I used to like that song when I was young. That song, Mockingbird or whatever.
Hey, my man Hurricane Chris said, it's so hot up in the club, I ain't got no shoes on. Hey, imagine taking your shoes off. That was my shit. Hey, baby.
With the braids, with the beads. Just be swinging. Yeah, he had a big forehead. Hurricane Chris, that was his name?
Yeah.
That nigga had a head on him. The head shit came out in the front.
Hey, baby.
He had beads at it.
Because
he could rap though. Yeah, he had a cut too.
Yo, that Players Rock was my shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Say what?
That Players Rock.
Yeah.
Senior year, I used to bump that shit faithfully, coming and leaving school, bro.
I'm so old, I'm just thinking about a bunch of old ass rap songs, yo.
When did you graduate, J-Dot?
03.
What were you listening to when you graduated high school?
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Big Timers. Yo, I was a huge 50 fan, yo. This nigga had that song, Baby Fat. Remember that song?
He rapped over the Baby Fat beat?
No, he said, don't be stuck on the things I say, because you know it's a nasty world. I ain't trying to fuck you anyway, because I know you a nasty girl.
That gotta be 50. That's 50. That gotta be mixtape 50.
Yeah, that was my shit. She said, it's nothing but a little baby fat. He said, bitch, you grown. That ain't baby fat. Yo, that was my nigga, yo. Yeah, I was a huge Big Thomas fan at high school. Bumming a lot of 3-6 Mafia, Lil White. You know, I was definitely on that type of wave. Lot of trap music, OG trap music.
Dirty South.
I was a huge Ludacris fan. Ludacris and 4 Eyes freestyles got me going.
Make niggas eat shit and fart dust. Give an $80 gift certificate. The pussy's all rust.
I remember that Ludacris record off of, I think it's Chicken and Beer with Titty Boy and Chingy. I remember Chingy.
What
Hell yeah, I'm just listening to Chingy.
You just listen to Chinky.
It's called We Got.
Yes, I was listening to One Call Away or something. One of them 2 songs he got.
Shout out my man Jason Weaver.
He got one with the other guy.
Shout out to Marcus.
Jason Weaver. My man.
Smart guy.
Nigga, I watched there's a series on YouTube. It's called Unforgotten. There's all these like stars, like music, actors, actors, and I watched the one on his joint for real. You feel me? Yeah, it was kind of dope. Like,
I know he did it Vlad. I was like, working with the fans.
I fuck with Vlad. Yo, we watch the hell of Vlad, yo.
He be asking the questions, like he just don't care. Like I'm gonna ask the questions.
Yo, all these years I did not know yo was a white nigga.
Oh man,
I still don't know what Vlad looked like.
Google him. Google him, bro. Just Google Vlad, bro.
And then now when you go and listen to him, you're gonna be like, oh,
right.
I kind of ruins it a little bit.
It does. Because he sounds nothing like he looked.
Just continue to incarcerate yourself.
Man, yo.
As I get already. So. But nah, man.
Yo, so I'm sitting here. I'm gonna kind of shift the conversation a little bit. Not too much, but I got another DJ battle coming up in a couple weeks. I'm battling L, Super DJ Big L. You feel what I'm saying?
About to be crazy. Mook versus L is about to be crazy.
Yeah, on live. But one of our categories is like TV, movie, video game mix, right? And like mixing music from TV shows, video games, movies, right? So and I was sitting there. Now I got a lot of shit in my cat. Huh?
You just fucking nigga up with one of them joints the other day?
Well, see, I use that as my freestyle round when I did Gully for real. Yeah. That's why I feel like they put this as a round now. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just doing that to be on some deal. I'm like, yo, everybody gonna play regular hip hop and R&B. Let me play some shit that I know niggas not gonna play. So I played like TV theme songs and shit. You feel what I'm saying? But the point I was getting to is that like I got a lot of shit on my heart. I got a lot of theme song shit. I got some more today, but when you really go back and look at, especially in the 90s, like, hip-hop was really in a lot of TV theme music for real, you feel what I'm saying? From like, regular shows to cut, think about it, like, from Living Single, you feel what I'm saying? Moesha, the Wayans brothers, Wayne Head, C-Band Jamal, shout out Tone Loc, you feel what I'm saying? all that. Cousin Skeeter, some other shit. You feel what I'm saying? 1-on-1, the Proud family, the Proud family. You feel what I'm saying?
You said 1-on-1,
smart guy, sister.
Smart guy.
Sister.
You feel what I'm saying? The Jamie Foxx show. You feel what I'm saying? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You feel what I'm saying? And when you actually when you sit there and think about it, like these are really tracks. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
He's in the studio. Hey yo, Jason Weaver was not playing. Marcus was not playing on Smart Guy. He was trying to get that deal. He was like, "Yo, Pop, you bugging? Like this is really me. This is really what I'm trying to do." You know, but I think I was talking to you and you were saying that's why I'm gonna go watch that thing. Get off cast. Because I want to know. I feel like Jason Weaver really wanted to be an artist.
He did.
Yeah,
He did. And it didn't work in his favor. It really wasn't his fault. You know what I'm saying? But it did work in his favor. You know what I mean? Especially by him on the acting side too. For real, like from what I got from that video, it's just like they didn't. I ain't gonna lie, the industry and shit, they didn't take him serious enough. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't see him being the next guy. You know what I'm saying? In that lane, and yeah,
and it's crazy because like if he really wanted to do it today, he could just. Be
and he talks about because in that interview they asked him like, well, you know, they pretty much get into because we don't see him in a lot of shit no more. I feel like the last major thing niggas seen him in was ATL. You know what I'm saying? But he's actually been constantly working since then, and the fact that to this day, because niggas asked him, how does he feel about not having the music career he wanted, whatever, and niggas like, look, nigga, I'm good. One of the best things I did that I almost didn't do was the fucking Lion King, and he's still getting paid to this day. You know what I'm saying? He still gets residuals from doing the Lion King in 2020. So it's crazy. And then he talks about how he wanted to because he does all the singing in the movie, but he talks about how like he was an actor too, so he wanted the whole role for real. You feel me? But I think they had already cast what's his name? I think Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I don't know. He was one of the kids on Home Improvement. You know what I'm saying? That's who wound up.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
That's who wound up actually playing.
And it's crazy because he kind of sounds just like him too. That's wild.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, at the point of Lion King, I think he'd already had some shit under his belt. Like I think the Jackson shit was already done. The Jackson TV movie was done. Yeah. So
I can't really remember anything other than that as a kid that he was in.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
You really had to go back and tap in for real. Just like I ain't gonna lie, I watched The Unforgotten Today on Junior for my wife and kids. And and
that nigga had a head.
He actually played. I actually knew this, but he actually plays Omar Epps' little brother in Juice. Have you ever seen Juice?
Yeah.
Q had a little brother. That's Junior.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. And then he also, this is what I didn't learn today. He also played Malik Yoba's son on New York Undercover.
Hey, New York. Can we get that on streaming sites?
Yeah.
Can we get New York Undercover on streaming sites?
Right.
Let's get it.
Even their theme song, and I'm like, this shit crazy. Like this is hip hop, bro.
Yeah, this boy Snitch 9 said he doing going on live tomorrow at 3.
You really call him Snitch 9?
Oh, 6ix9ine? Yeah, yo.
It's crazy.
Y'all tuning in?
No. I want to see the comments, yo. Like
I want to see him. I want to see what he look like.
I want to see the comments, yo. I know that's gonna be crazy.
I low key want to hear what he has to say.
What do we gotta say? Yo, Instagram gonna crash.
Yeah,
that shit is crazy.
Everybody gonna be.
That shit gonna be trying like getting in the Teddy and Babyface live.
The little comments he be leaving on people's shit here and there. Chill out before I snitch on you, little shit like that.
Hey, yo, real quick, to backtrack. Hey, Frenchie, I did find that stand-up where Biggie got that line from.
A word? I ain't even fun.
It makes perfect sense.
Crazy.
It is from a Richard Pryor stand-up, a conversation between a wino and a junkie. He was saying how fine the girl was. The girl, said, well, how fine is she? She was so fine, I sucked on her daddy's dick. Is that fine enough for you?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's where it came from. Wow.
If you could save that one, buddy.
So, okay, well, at least it makes sense to us now.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think. Do you think? Like, what was your reaction when you first heard it? Do you remember, or did it really register to you late? Like, yo, he really just said. Because I feel like I always heard him say it. It just really didn't like.
I felt like it was pretty straightforward the first time. You feel what I'm saying? I felt like you like.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know that's your
You're funny as shit. No, I'm just saying, like, I don't feel like it was something like, it wasn't nothing like complex you had to really think about, but then it's like, it's one of them things like, yo, did you even just say that? Like, let me run this back real quick. You know what I'm saying?
I respect
my tape. Could you imagine?
so much, yo, that when I heard it, I was just like, that's probably a badass song. That's all I could think was that's probably a fine ass female making some of that dick.
Hey yo, I'm not gonna lie, she had to be amazing.
Fine as fuck.
She could have been nothing less than amazing.
You want my
You feel me?
making you an authorized user? My credit card.
Hey, just me and my bitch. Just me and my bitch.
Just me and my bitch.
Man.
Jordan, Kobe Bryant, that's fucking big Hovind Drake.
Y'all ready for Space Jam, A New Legacy?
No.
No, y'all not ready? Y'all not anticipating?
I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of that, I actually was listening to the first original Space Jam soundtrack they did.
What kind of records was on there? Who was on there? What kind of artists was on there?
One of the I remember when I was a kid, I actually had this album on cassette. I had this soundtrack on cassette.
Sad.
Yeah, I had mad Walkmans growing up. You know what I'm saying? I just fuck with the Walkmans and the music. But I remember even as a kid, I loved this song. But one of the lead singles off that was "Fly Like an Eagle" by Seal. That shit is that shit is smooth as shit, bro.
Damn, half of the songs ain't even available on Apple Music. That's great.
Nigga, Busta Rhymes, Coolio, Method Man, Be Real, LL Cool J, Hit 'Em High, the Monstars anthem. Crazy.
D'Angelo had a record on there.
Hey yo,
Monica had a record on there.
Hey yo, can I ask y'all a real question? Because I've been dying to know this answer for a long time. How did Master P get that tank inside the gym?
I don't think we'll have no answer to that.
I don't think it was a real gym.
You don't think it was a real gym?
I don't think it probably wasn't a real gym.
All right, because the gym looked very real, and so did the tank, and they were both together. Because he jumped off the tank into the basketball hoop.
No, what I'm saying is they probably made a set of a gym. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't think it probably wasn't a real gym.
All right, because the longest time I was wondering. I was upset because I didn't know. Like all the gyms I've been in, you feel me? I've never seen a door big enough for a tank. Now maybe it's because I'm not a super hooper, but I just didn't think it could happen.
Oh, Tyler, that's
FYI, Queen, while I have you on here, Berger said he can bust your ass in basketball.
Who's Berger?
Yo, he said you and Mook both suck.
Damn, son, that's sucks,
Hold up.
bro.
Who's Berger?
I said Burton.
Oh, Berger's
You remember
trash.
what I called you?
Berger's trash.
Hey, yo, none of the songs on the Space Jam soundtrack are available on Apple Music or Tidal. I have the track list on Apple Music. I wish I could find that Barry White and Chris Rock record, Basketball Jones. Might be on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's
it's on the Tues.
Salt-N-Pepa, Monica, D'Angelo, that Hit 'em High record we was talking about. It's crazy that it came out on Atlantic Records too.
November '96. Yes, sir.
The only songs available is the Space Jam, the Squad City DJs, and Fly Like an Eagle, and All for One, I Turn to You. That's crazy, yeah.
So albums, I mean, movies really used to have some dope ass soundtracks, bro.
They did.
Movies.
They started to make a little comeback.
Yeah.
As of late.
They did.
What I miss?
Hey, yo.
Soundtracks to movies.
So easy. The picture that we just posted in the Dream Team chat. Black MJ versus a white MJ in a versus.
Michael Jackson?
Black got Thriller. I mean, also depends on how, like, are you talking completely white or are you just talking
phasing out? Because I felt like Mike went from black to light skin to white. So like,
so white Mike would be from Smooth Criminal all the way up to Black and White.
See, Smooth Criminal was light skinned Mike. He wasn't even white.
He was pretty white.
Nah, that was bad. That was bad. Michael Jackson. He was light. Yeah.
Bad Michael Jackson was white Michael Jackson.
That's white. He not white. I felt like after that. I felt like after Bad, that's when he went white. When he was like Dangerous, that album with Jam and all that shit. That's white Mike.
Like Beat It is Black Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of his major hits are Black Mike.
Yeah, Billie Jean, even go all the way back to Jackson 5, son. You talking about that's Black Mike, son.
So Black Mike would definitely take, because you gotta think Black Mike was Kid Mike too, for real. So Black Mike would take white Mike.
Yeah, but you got Dirty Diana with the white Mike.
Nah, that's my shit too. So.
That's his shit. But
hey, yo, remember the time? That was my shit.
Remember the time.
I was in that bitch. I thought I was doing something for real.
Shout out Teddy Riley again. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. About to say. There you go. Teddy Riley.
That was that. MJ said, "Lord, hold up. I'm tapping into this New Jack era. What y'all talking about?
Get this. Let me get all of this."
That's why I said that Dangerous album. That's the most hip hop you will hear of Michael Jackson. And Notorious B.I.G. is on that album. Shit's crazy.
Notorious is on the Dangerous album?
Yes. And Notorious is also on the Invincible album. Big has 2 cuts from Michael Jackson.
That feature I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, he's on the Dangerous album.
Shout out to Michael Jackson for showing up. I mean, he did show up to some of
They were actually fans and friends of each other. It's crazy.
Yeah. Mike was that guy, bro.
Yeah.
He really was. He ain't mess with them kids. I don't care what nobody say.
I don't believe it.
He ain't messing around with them fucking kids. Oh man.
Do y'all feel like because if you've been paying attention to the music, mainly this last project, but projects previous, Drake, there's a lot of comparison to Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be Drake.
You know what I'm saying? Do y'all believe that he is, from a worldly standpoint, the Michael Jackson of this
generation,
of this time?
There's something like it for sure.
I mean, he not. Of course, he's never going to touch Mike. Mike met about 4 or 5 presidents in this time. You feel what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So,
like the accomplishment, going diamond, all crazy, like
right. Still got the #1 selling album in music history to this day.
Who?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, I thought you were saying somebody that is like him.
No, I was saying, do y'all think? Because I said Drake has been doing a lot of comparison to Michael Jackson as of lately, and in the past. And I'm saying, would y'all agree that Drake will probably be the closest thing to a Michael Jackson for this generation?
Absolutely. When it comes to stardom, or like that level, even though
icon, I feel like every artist is not an icon. You know what I'm saying? Drake is iconic. Michael Jackson's iconic.
And don't get it fucked up, because like there's probably things and feats that Mike seen and experienced back then that we don't know about OC. So, but like look at those tours he was on, and how he would just stand, and they'd be like stadiums, and it just be thousands of people just standing, rushing, falling out, crying, had to get carried out.
Nigga, I watched this video today that randomly popped up on YouTube about how yo got the whole Pepsi deal. That shit was crazy.
How to get the Pepsi deal?
So originally, at that time, like, you know, Joe Jackson was trying. I mean, Michael was well into solo. It was like '83. You know what I'm saying? This is when Mike was really at his peak as a solo pop artist. You know what I'm saying? But Joe was still very influential in his music career. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Joe was working out endorsements and shit like that, and he was also trying to use Mike's financial success at that time and exposure to help get the whole Jacksons back out there. You feel what I'm saying? So, Mike, originally they went to Coke for real. You feel what I'm saying? And Mike's manager at the time, or publicist, whoever, you know, does the negotiating and shit, they went to Coke, presented this whole campaign and shit. Coke wasn't with. Coke felt like we not really with it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they was with it, but like they just didn't get all the way over the curve. You feel what I'm saying? So they offered because they only felt like they didn't feel like Michael Jackson would touch a worldly audience. They felt like he would only touch the urban community. So they offered him like $1 million deal, and they was like, nah.
Silly.
So then they wanted to put him with Pepsi. Now at this time too, Pepsi, you know, from their end, their campaign actually at the time is, you know, a new generation, and their whole campaign is to make Coke seem like the old and Pepsi the new, you know, for the young. You feel what I'm saying? So they bought into the Michael campaign for real, and they wound up giving them like their deal worked out probably for like $5 mil or $6 mil at the time, and that was for all the Jacks. So I think they all wound up getting just from just doing the deal, they all get up each Jackson got like $500,000 a piece, and then the rest of them went towards the commercials. They did 2 commercials. The one commercial they did was with with a young Alfonso Ribeiro with Lil Carlton and then the other one,
right?
yeah. And then the other one they did is when the one where he got burnt when he burnt his head. And shit. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Not to mention, they did a mean ass deal with Don King, because Don King was actually the promoter. Don King was the promoter of that Jackson's concert. You feel me? At that time when they had just did the Pepsi endorsement and all that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, shit was crazy. Wow. You go watch that. I be watching mad shit don't be popping up on YouTube.
Yo, you gotta start sending them through, man. You gotta start posting them. You gotta start posting them on the page or something.
I be watching on my TV. If I get them on my phone, I see links and shit. But I be in the crib on YouTube watching shit and shit be popping up.
As soon as we wrap up, son, for sure.
Man, that shit was crazy.
But you know, as we kind of like, I know we ain't there yet, but we almost there. I just still want to. Ahmed Arbery. I feel like that's how you pronounce his name. I'm gonna say his name again. I still feel like it's important. It sucks, but it's important. And take care of your loved ones and it's unfortunate.
I feel like the best thing we could do is continue to, one, educate. You know what I'm saying?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
That's the first thing I feel like.
We gotta teach our young ones too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You know, that goes for everybody. You gotta continue to educate. Two, and with educating, I feel like after that comes in, like, niggas really got to get involved. You know what I'm saying? On a local level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you really want to see change on a worldly level. You know what I'm saying? On a national level. You know what I'm saying? So if niggas can consistently do that, you know what I'm saying, and hold to that, you know what I'm saying, you gotta fight the system with the system. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it work in rare cases, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It just shows you, but those cases also, I feel like they highlight it because they show you how much went into getting it done. You know what I'm saying? And us as being black in America, yeah, we got more hurdles to jump. We got more hula hoops to go through than them other folks. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it can be done. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like strength is in numbers. You feel what I'm saying? They seen that with the Panthers. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure. I know they had to go in there and try to break that up.
You feel what I'm saying?
They were staying on. They were scared.
Yeah.
It was. I don't want to get into it, but now for sure, because we're gonna be able to end this on a positive note. It's something for us as well as our viewers, friends, family, and loved ones to think about out here. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's still a reality. You know, some of us still get up and you gotta go out here. We gotta live. At the end of the day, so we gotta educate ourselves and love ourselves and treat one another with respect and love on one another for real kind. It's cool to say. It's easy to say, but you got to do it. You got to show it. And that's all, including me and everybody. All the different realms of our lives. But it's time we really start. Taking care of ourselves for real. And that's pretty it. That's pretty much it. But yeah, it still sucks at the end of the day. To know things like that can just happen out here. And,
all right, so before we do that, we got about like 10 minutes left. Unless y'all want to keep chatting, I don't give a fuck. But
that's all right.
I want to get back into how the show started. So I want y'all to go through some of y'all favorite
top
projects.
3. Oh, we got 10 minutes for the top 3. Yo came back with it. I was hoping you forgot. Wow.
And it don't gotta be the exact top 3. Like the last 3. You feel me?
Which is out of these time frames.
Yeah, but from 2010 to 2019, just run through. Okay, I'm gonna start for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all a couple of that, and I think what made this easy for me to come up with this list is I just think about what I listen to when I get in the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling in the crib. You know what I'm saying? I still listen. Like I got a lot of music on my phone. I listen to a lot of the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree with that.
Bodies of work for me in the last 10 years. Kanye West, My Twisted Dark Fantasy. The Currency Pilot Talk trilogies, of course. Drake, Take Care. Future, Dirty Sprite 2.
Okay.
Party Next Door 2. Second one. Travis Scott, Astro World. And Meek's Championships.
Okay. Who wants to take next?
There's more, but that was just like a.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to. Yeah, go ahead. Y'all do y'all there. See what I got. Who next?
I feel like Mook kind of. I know you ain't coming up with that shit off the top of your head.
I don't know. He done win it, and as he should have.
No, he definitely did some research.
As he should have.
Top of my head, Take Care is definitely in there. What else?
But like I said, that's why I said low key. That's what made it easy for me because I actually just went through my phone, went to the Apple Music, like what do I really be bumping? We actually went to my playlist for real. Look at a lot of songs on my playlist. A lot of the songs on my playlist come from the same project for real. So I'm like, okay, like
that Jay-Z album, one with
Kanye.
It's like the shit. What's on the cover of that?
Magna Carta Holy Grail.
Yeah, yes, that one.
For sure.
Yeah, that was.
I definitely watched The Throne.
Just ranked up a little list earlier.
Yeah.
A lot of music that came out. Good Kid, Mad City.
Section 80.
Kid, Mad City.
Best Day Ever. Mac Miller.
Kids, man.
Kids.
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights.
Channel Orange, bro.
for sure. No questions asked there.
Yo, Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap, man. That shit was lit, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the first shit I ever listened to.
Yeah.
It's too much. Yo, it's really too much.
I ain't gonna lie. That
we talk about a century of rap.
So Take 2.
Yeah, that's like a century. Yo,
2012.
YG, My Crazy Life, like that's a lot of music.
Classic.
Sob Stories. ONIFC. What's the mixtape?
First class.
Yo, going through my Apple Music playlist, I realized I only listen to gangbanger music.
God Forgives I Don't. Pusha T, My Name Is My Name. Dom Kennedy, Get Home Safely.
God.
the Yellow album, bro.
Yo, that's 10 years of music. There's a lot of music coming, bro. We can go on all night.
Yeah.
Man.
Dark Lane demo tape. That shit great.
Yo, 2010, son, we out of that decade, son. You had to throw a little curveball in that beat, huh?
My fault.
Damn, son.
No funny shit.
That shit shouldn't even be in this conversation, son. I'm tired of
Drake?
Tired of
Drake.
Hey, yo, Drake is in that category with like Jordan. It's like,
alright, son.
you're
Nah.
That's fat.
No,
He's an icon, bro. He's an
yo, it's just like, yo, no matter how you feel about him, you have to admit he's great.
Son, he ain't Jordan though, son. Come on, man.
Hey, yo, I'm not a
You're
Jordan
like a bird
fan.
at best, son.
I'm not a Jordan fan.
You bird, son. You know, 3-time MVP. You know, 4-time NBA champion.
Jordan.
Number one overall pick.
Jordan.
Hey, yo, Jordan.
Something like that. Biggie, Hov.
Yeah, as long as Hov is alive, I'm just saying.
Yeah, come
All
on,
I'm saying
son.
is Hov got 21 Grammys.
See, here's the thing. You say Hov, but then you start speaking on fucking Jordan's numbers. So we're talking numbers, we have to talk Drake. Period.
He is still better to me than Drake, son.
But if we're talking numbers, because when you said Jordan, you said championships and MVPs and all that. We talking numbers. We already proved that Drake has the numbers.
Yeah,
But that's why I say Grammys, because when you talk listen. When you talking music, when you're talking music, the highest award you can get in music in the industry is a Grammy. You know what I'm
we
saying?
all know that shit is fucked, son.
If you want it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Now, if we're talking all around greatness, I think LeBron is a greater individual than Michael Jordan, and I think Jay-Z is the greatest individual as an entity when it comes to music.
Yeah, when we talking straight craft, you feel what I'm saying? At this, like you said, numbers wise, and that also come with the game changing too, because Drake numbers we're talking in a streaming era, whereas Hov we're talking in a streaming and a pre-streaming era. You feel what I'm saying? So Drake don't really you can't really talk when it comes to numbers. You can't really give so much to Drake because he didn't.
Hov ain't gotta make no dance record. If that just makes sense to anybody.
That nigga Drake just deals with whatever's popping at the moment.
Hov does what he wants to do, and it just does.
He don't have no lane, son. He just nigga.
Hov ain't gotta make no
rap like a Jamaican and then rap like from South London and sing on the name shit. Son.
This nigga really hit Drake.
Got no lane, son. Like, I mean, I get it. You gotta be diverse in your shit, son. Diversify your shit, son. But damn, yo.
Yeah.
You can't imitate everybody's shit, son. And then just influence.
Hey, yo, but if that's what it takes to get those numbers,
but you getting numbers, son. That shit is just crazy, son. Because you getting all the white people putting these numbers in. You getting these random little kids, these random teenagers, and they don't know shit but Drake.
Okay, let's
completely different person that only speak English. Like you getting all these different people, son, that can fuck these numbers up, son. But we niggas, son.
Well, let's play the devil's advocate with that. Since we're talking sports and hip hop comparisons.
That's like Mike, undeniable, bro.
Yo, Mike.
Niggas act like Kobe boss. Mike
act
like he wasn't a Magic Johnson or Kareem, son. He gotta be straight to
Mike had a lot of people that he looked up to and imitated their style to form who Michael Jordan is. The same way Drake imitated a lot of styles to form who Drake is. It's a collective effort on your influences to make you who you are.
Son, that would be like Will Chamberlain shooting 3-pointers, son. You can't just go out and just take every.
If he was playing today, he'd probably be shooting threes.
And that's cool. But when they say the top, we're not talking about Will Chamberlain. As great as he was, he's not in the conversation. So when we're talking comparisons, you feel me? Like,
all I'm saying is Jordan came in and changed the whole game, and I felt like Drake did the same exact thing.
Because Jordan will tell you, I am a student of the game.
That's all Drake said.
You feel what I'm saying?
I studied these things.
Like, Jordan studied. He studied his favorite players and said, you know what? I'm going to do what they do, but I'm going to do it better because I'm Michael Jordan. And that's what Drake did, I'm going to do what they do, but I'm going to do it better because I'm fucking Drake. And that's my only comparison.
A lot of that should be the hype job, son.
I mean, hype drive.
Just straight initial hype of this shit, sound like.
Yeah, hype drive.
Like if I talk to Stacey about some shit, son, before this nigga even listen to it, this nigga say classic. Like ain't nothing like.
But that depends on who you talking to at that point. You feel what I'm saying? Like
he talking about Stacey,
right? And that's what I'm saying. Like it depends. Like
out there like that, son. Like no stand, son. Like they will tell me that Tyler the Creator is probably the greatest rapper ever of all time. There's people out there that's like that, son. That's really stand down like that, son. Like
and there are, but by us being on this platform, we have to have a standard, and that's what I'm getting to.
11 o'clock.
Thanks, Jared.
Nigga, I thought my computer was talking. Like, that voice scared me. I was like, how did you know? Like, I was in this bitch tripping. I was about to go the fuck upstairs.
That's been the key. No, thank you. I like it.
What the fuck? All right, tapped in. I guess we tapped out, y'all. Shit.
Tapped out.
Tapped out. And easy, close us out, bro.
It is too funny.
yeah, there goes another.
Turn that off.
Hey, yo, I'm the Carlos Miller of the group, yo. I'm just a funny old nigga, yo.
Yo, Bundy said shut up. Bundy said shut up.
Hey, Bundy.
Bundy, yo.
them niggas working on lamb chops, huh?
Yo, that nigga need
Shout
to
out to Chef Bundy. Tapping in.
Yo,
Bundy's still on his way to my house this last week.
Tell Bundy don't post no more shirtless pictures on the gram ever again.
Said you got monkey nipples.
Yo, the nigga Stacy said he like a wet sausage link. Yo, I was crying, bro.
Yo said he got a body of a 60-year-old.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Shout out Bundy, yo.
Hey, yo, y'all niggas crazy.
Bundy's Bistro.
Hey, yo, Bundy wasn't supposed to say shit to me until this shit was over. Cause now it's all about Bundy.
About to be an X-Men nigga looking like a wet sauce.
Yo, that shit was funny, bro. That nigga Stacy texted me that. I was crying.
Hey, yo, Bundy the only nigga I know that still swim with a t-shirt on.
Hey, yo. I ain't cook for these niggas.
Chill, son. I put in an order for Sunday.
Yo,
Niggas laughing, son.
Niggas laughing.
this nigga Carter trying not to laugh and shit.
Oh, y'all want lamb chops?
No, yo, that nigga can cook his ass off.
Stuffed lamb chops, huh?
Hey, yo, niggas don't give a fuck how you look, boy. Put that chef jacket on. You do your thing, bro. I love you, bro.
Nah, big fast.
I tell you, big up Chef Bundy, man. That nigga really puts it down, yo.
Bundy's Bistro. Check it out.
Bundy's Bistro. That's his Instagram?
Nah, it should be though.
Is OB Baby Sam Bundy?
Yeah, matter of fact, tell yo change his Instagram to Bundy's Bistro.
Bundy's Bistro or Chef Bundy, bro. Come on, yo. We gotta make it more professional so I can shout you.
There you go.
Look at that. Business moves. But nah, I love y'all boys, man.
Man, love y'all. Appreciate the dialogue tonight.
Always.
Episode 6 in the book.
Tapp'd out will be Tapp'd back in Tuesday, yo.
Yes, sir.
Hey, make sure you roll that shit up tomorrow too, yo.
Hey, Mook, stop recording, yo, so I can
Probably be at the barber shop.
Oh, I'm stop. Appreciate you.
For the 100th time this week.
Thank you. I could be myself.
Right, yo.
Okay, it's not. I bet.
Yo, y'all got me in trouble. Your ass just hit my phone. I thought you was on your way. Are you still on the live?
What are you doing?
All right, fellas. I'm gonna holler at y'all boys, man.
All right, big dog.
All right, man.
All right, homie.
See y'all next time.
All right.
Queen, you out. Watch.
You got you in trouble, yo. Yo ran off. Everybody did. Everybody like, fucking, I'm out. Hey, yo, it was fun, yo.
It's already.
You off now, ain't you? You ain't got nothing to do.
It's always a pleasure. Me?
Yeah, you off now, right? You working?
No,
I'm
off the month.
Gearing up for the B-Day. Oh, that's Jazz. Oh, Jazz is. Wait. Oh.
I'm always the last one to go, baby. All right, nah, I'm gone.
Hey, yo, move. I'm gonna holler at you, Playboy.
All right, bro. Get up with me, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Alrighty. Be safe, bro.
You too.
All right. Maybe that is true. Like you said, you might like just doing it because you like or something.
Okay, well he need to chill because he doesn't. He's been doing it a lot. I mean, it don't even be a lot. It just be like, little like.
Dude, stop. Chill out.
Move, dude.